planté là, c'est à moi que chante tout ça.
Mr. Pham will stay behind, and he will perform one of the most popular pieces of music in Asia, especially in Asian heritage. Spawned 999 roses. Let's give him a big round of applause once again for the performance.
Currently the rotations in favor of SGR, but everyone's here.
Red Milk Tea deciding to go for the hard engage and the kill. In the meantime, that's going to require the break off on that Drake take, and that is going to be frozen, taken down by Red Milk Tea as he gets taken out of the equation and gets completely destroyed. Geico gets exhausted, and unfortunately the Petrifying Gaze does not find a target as both members were looking away. That is still going to be 2 kills going over to the side of Red Team. SGR managed to
safety. Crisis averted, but Crisis again in the mid lane.
Lock it down. We see Cinder getting absolutely pummeled right now. The bomb's going to get placed on their head. That's going to be a nice bit of explosion. The Ignite's going to come out as well. The last tick, though, is going to get frozen. That kill as Random Capital falls. Red Milk Team not able to save their mid lane at all. And we do see a TV coming out as well. Though it's going to be, or TV started, it looks like it would stop. Ooh, double! Oh, massive! aggressive random capitals. They managed to get a huge target. Unfortunately, they're just going to get able to see what is going on. They're only seeing what they're able to walk into, and unfortunately, that means they have to walk right into the rest of the members. A huge solar flare is going to come down, dropping right on top of Syndra. Syndra's going to get locked up. And we have an absolutely massive amount of damage shut down as Caitlyn is able to get a shot from the backline. However, Tristana just peppering with those vandal shots, getting the explosion kills. That is going to be huge as they pick up a triple kill. And Tristana, when Tristana wants to push that wave, they're going to push that wave. Huge flash, Petrify Engage coming out. The spell immune does mean that they're not going to get grounded. However, Caitlyn is going to be taken out of the equation for far too long. That's going to be the solar flare drop. It's not going to find a target, but that doesn't really shut down. Solar flare from Leona does manage to find a target onto the Syndra. Syndra's going to get locked down, and we do see a huge stun and a burst as Lilia gets exploded as well. Steve the Crusader tries to get the chain of corruption off, does manage to find a couple targets, but unfortunately not able to find a target. The base, however, is in the meantime getting absolutely shredded as Archangel just continued that split. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the last game of the day. We got Ragnarok Esports Loki versus the Goofy Goobers. I am your friendly neighborhood Shoutcaster Sharogan. War Leaders joining me on the caster's desk once again, and we are ready to round this out, looking for an exciting matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, we're here for our final game, and both of these teams coming off of a loss just today. One of the brutal parts of the way that our Mythic tournament is laid out is that you might have to play multiple games in one day, even after a loss. So both of these teams, how are they going to get their mentals back in order? Both teams did have some things that went right for them, but I will say that Ragnarok maybe lost in a manner worse than Goofy Goobers, and both of these teams really need a critical win here if they're going to even attempt to keep up with SGR and Rice Farmers, who have started to distance themselves from the pack.
I think Ragnarok still has the power to pull out a win here. They're definitely going up against Goofy Goobers is going to be a tough one for them, but they've definitely shown that they are not a team to be forgotten about. They're definitely there's a lot of things that they've been doing right, a lot of things that they've just been really unlucky on, unfortunately. So hopefully having their full set of bans this time through will help them get through some of this. We do see the Graves and the Jinx taken off the board immediately. Very powerful marksmen that are able to deal lots of damage very, very quickly. Corki as well, another one of those absolutely terrifying mid laners that we have seen absolutely dominate the Heroic League. And then on the side of Goofy Goobers, getting rid of the Victor and the Thresh means that there's a very powerful mid laner taken off the board, and Thresh, who's just an all-around fantastic pick no matter where they go.
Yeah, Thresh is certainly a support that everybody likes. But speaking of a champion that everybody likes, Ahri, locked in for Senatrix in the mid lane. RSL going to show they can pull off this pick as well.
And we can see just how powerful, we saw how powerful that champion is, especially if you don't necessarily have vision of it and it's able to sneak up on you, getting that charm off. We do have an Orianna chosen on the side of Goofy Goobers. Good all-around pick. You've got some nice shielding with the Orianna ball, plus some good speed ups and utility that it will provide for the team. Not to mention the Shockwave is just a really good crowd control ultimate that allows you to just set up some really powerful combos. It'd be interesting to see what they choose to go in with that. I like this Xin Zhao choice. Very early game aggression, lots of dueling, lots of fighting, and then with its ultimate will be able to defend himself should the poke end up being too much for them to deal with.
One of the things I'm surprised about is how many counters to Xin Zhao have been left up. No junglers taken away from the side of Ragnarok Esports Loki, so they are going to get their pick of the farm in terms of countering that jungler. And I'm curious to see if we're going to see something like Trundle come through, but no, they're going to let it go to the second phase of bans. They're going to pick up a very strong poke bot lane in Caitlyn and Karma.
Yes, we did see the Karma banned out during Ragnarok's for earlier game today, so that is very clearly they're like, hey, this is still open, we gotta take it, make sure that we don't lose it in the second round, and so they want to make sure that their bot lane is set up for success. The Lucian response on the side of Goofy Goobers does say, that's fine, you want to try and poke me, it's okay, I'm gonna just cull the rest of your wave out of existence, and so then I'll just be able to pepper you with as many shots as I want. Does mean that they are looking to continue this early game aggression. I do like the way both of these teams have kind of shaped up. It's going to be really interesting to see if Ragnarok Esports continues with their hard engage or more of a actually set up a front line this time, because we did see didn't quite work out so well for them on their last game.
No, not quite, but this game could certainly be different. Both of these teams have been you know, they've shown their bright moments. They're not doing the best right now, but they have shown that they are much better than at least the level of heroic teams, and that they work well together. And I'm curious to see Goofy Goobers haven't been targeting Atlas's pool here. Maybe trying to bait him into a repeat game on the Kindred. There we go. Nocturne is going to be the takeaway. I would really like to see Atlas on something like a Trundle will try and take advantage of the Xin Zhao in the early game.
Yes, and we do see the Scion was banned out for weak side veteran, so not going to be an option for them this time around. However, we might still see the Malphite, which would be really, really good to get into that backline. We would see Xin Zhao able to push him away, but it doesn't really matter if he's already managed to get a decent chunk of damage off. Can basically stop any engage. We have the Nautilus pickup from the side of Goofy Goobers, means that they're looking to continue this hard engage comp. They want that bot lane to be as aggressive early as possible. So it's going to be on Perpetual Dusk and Evan with an eye to make sure that they're dodging those skill shots in order to avoid taking too much damage early on. This Pantheon Hover, I think, is really spicy, and I would love to see it come out. It is a very powerful champion that's able to just get a free dive whenever it wants, and we are going to see the aspect of war coming onto the Rift. It will be awesome to see just who ends up taking it. I believe it's going to be Cinetrix or it's probably going to be weak side veteran taking it to the top lane. And that's going to be a lot of map pressure that they'll have. They'll be able to gank this mid lane very easily and try and disrupt this Orianna and give Cinetrix some extra mobility to set this Ahri ahead.
I think RSL have drafted themselves a true flex for themselves. Volibear and Pantheon, both suitable jungle champions, although Volibear is much better. Karma can go in the top or mid lane. Pantheon good in support and top, and potentially even mid. Now, they can really pick what matchups they want, and Set being a solid lock-in might indicate that Pantheon is going to go up there to duel with him. Not being a big tank he can throw around, send the Volibear in the jungle, put Karma down there in the support role. That's what I would expect from the side of RSL. Goofy Goobers have a lot of engage on their team, and a lot of damage to follow up, but I am a little concerned about their overall team fight. I think if Orianna doesn't come up pretty big in terms of this team fight, they can just get raw out damaged by the side of RSL. RSL drafted themselves a bit more of a pick composition. They're looking to more find someone apart from the rest of the team and take them out, and basically taking a page out of Rice Farmer's book and what they've been doing in their games, because we've seen what happens when Ahri can snag a kill. Meanwhile, we're going to see the Goofy Goobers attempt a bot side invade.
Ooh, this could be really, really bad. Evan with an eye is having to try and loop around. He is going to have to flash in order to avoid the dredge line. That would have been a first blood going right over to the side of Goofy Goobers. And so that was very, very lucky that they managed to avoid it. Cinetrix kind of setting himself up for not exactly success. It's kind of the opposite there if they continue to walk into that river.
Yeah, trying to get a little frisky there, find someone rotating, but they're as a pack, and therefore there's no early damage to be found, no mana flow band procs, or whatever that Ahri's looking to do with that very early trading. Not going to find too much, though. We're going to see Red Milk Tea is looking to start up on that red buff, and once again we're going to see both junglers start on their red buffs, and you know, I've been saying perpendicular jungling all day today, and it's not going to end here.
Nope, looks like we're going to continue with it once again. We're probably going to see Red Milk Tea looking to gank bot lane once they manage to get down there with that level 3 gank. Xin Zhao level 3, very, very strong. Does allow for a lot of, like, a very easy dive if they're able to catch out either member of Ragnarok. And with the flash on Karma already being down, that's probably going to be the most likely target. So I do expect that we'll see that. Volibear has a very strong clear as well, so we'll be probably looking to see an early gank in this top side. We already see that kind of like the stances have been traded. Weak side veteran taking a lot of damage from Rogue Trader. He's going to get flash ignited, so that means he's going to go down, and first blood easily picked up by Rogue Trader. He did have to get very close to that tower, but there are no sums left on the side of Goofy Goobers, while only the flash is down for a weak side.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see that go down on the top side. Pantheon is very strong early game, but doesn't have anything like Set's 1-2 punch to match in terms of level 1. It's really in that level 2, level 3, where Pantheon can start to win fights versus Set. So going so aggressive level 1 seems like a bit of an error, and we're going to have to see how weak side veteran tries to recuperate their losses. Is really tough for a Pantheon to get first blooded. Definitely not what RSL are hoping to see.
They don't want to see it. Look at this. We've already got another flash coming out from the side of RSL, or on the opposite side of RSL. The heal is going to come out as well, and that is going to be huge, keeping Evan with an eye alive for the remainder of this fight. We do see Atlas looking to try and finish off this Lucian. Unfortunately, isn't quite able to do it. That's going to be the Volley Bear going down, and that's going to be multiple flashes coming out from both teams, as we do see Steven the Crusader does manage to just barely dodge the Q, and that is going to be huge as we see another kill go over to the side of Goofy Goobers, and Ragnarok already finds themselves to get slowly falling behind, and unfortunately, we're starting to see a little bit of a repeat of last game.
Yeah, they're pretty deep in the hole right now, but their Pantheon has hit the level 3 power spike and is starting to massively outtrade the set, who has to burn some potions to retreat to the tower. So if there's one thing to keep in mind is that they are going to start winning through this top side, and it's going to be up to Atlas to keep that going. So far, RSL found themselves in a really rough position early game, but it's certainly winnable.
It is certainly still in there. Like, it's definitely not. This game isn't anywhere close to over yet. Just a couple of early missed trades, unfortunately. I do like the early aggression coming out from Weakside Regiment. Great use of the W, the shield blocking all of that damage from the Haymaker. Does mean that Weakside manages to win that trade. Very well played in that top lane. And in the meantime, we see in the bot lane a lot of trading going back and forth. Had been going back and forth. Caitlyn is once again back in lane, so we'll have to end up seeing exactly how things shape up for this.
Yeah, Steve is here in topside trying to prevent aggression from weak side veteran who might be wise to the play, might just not be being too aggressive right now. Steve, the Rico gets canceled. This is actually going to be a lot of time Nautilus is missing from lane, which all things considered isn't the most important thing in the world, but still, denying that EXP from Nautilus could prevent Nautilus from getting to level 6 very early, and that ultimate is very impactful. So
and it could give Weakside Veteran an advantage by stealing it from Set. No, Set's decently far enough ahead that he's doing okay.
Yeah, Set's doing just fine in this matchup so far, is the beneficiary of that first blood at the end of the day. So the advantage can only be taken so far with that given up so early. That being said, we're going to see it get to the bot lane.
Looking for this hard engage, trying to find that target. We got a nasty fight going on already in the bot lane, going straight on top of Perpetual Dusk, looking to shut this Caitlyn down early. The Dredge line just misses, but Lucian unfortunately is going to get the last set of auto attacks off, does manage to get the kill. Caitlyn barely not able to get out of the range of the auto attacks. That is going to be really, really big. However, look at this. We got Cinetrix already come down. They're looking for this re-engage. They're trying to find a good target. The ball comes out. Charm goes wide and misses its target. So unfortunately, that's a little bit of mechanical misplay, but that means Cinetrix is going to get caught. They're going to take a couple of Lucian shots to the face, but they are going to be able to get away. However, that does mean we see Atlas fall. And so unfortunately, the world does seem to like it's starting to crumble and starting to crack. Ooh, nice charm onto Steven Crusader, bringing him under the tower. They're looking for this hard engage. They don't want to stop this fight. Lucian trying to get some tower aggro, does manage to avoid it all. That is going to be 2 kills. A nice tower dive coming out from Goofy Goobers as they're just trying to demoralize this team and just basically try and do as much as they can to disrupt any play coming out of Ragnarok.
Yeah, I can't imagine the mental resilience it would take for RSL to attempt to climb out of this one. A really tough loss in the early game is just going to make it so hard for the side of RSL.
They can still climb back out of this, I believe.
They can definitely still climb back out of this, but it's going to have to be a team effort. It's going to have to be a mental effort. Atlas in particular has fallen quite far behind in this early game. And as the de facto leader of the team, at least from what I've seen from the play, really going to have to step it up if they want to get big, and they are just going to go for the dragon. I actually really like this.
This proactivity coming out from RSL does show that they're ready to continue this fight. We do see that the Drake has been spotted. We've already got Ari and Karma here to defend it, so that is going to be the Drake going over to the side of Ragnarok. We do see Weakside continuing this fight in the top lane, doing a great job of trying to kite out this Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader trying to find this engage, is forcing it under tower, does throw out the Haymaker, does manage to find the target, and unfortunately, their stun was not back for Pantheon, and so Weakside does go down. Very well done and very aggressive by Rogue Trader in order to pick themselves up that kill. Very risky, but very well calculated.
Big trade on a Sinitrus can set up a die for Red Milk Tea if the Ari steps into the wrong position. Spirit Rush is available, and there is just enough mana to cast it, so should be safe.
Got a root coming out right here. Evan with an eye does manage to defend themselves a little bit, but unfortunately the Nautilus is able to continue this engage, and we see this bot lane starting to fall very hard behind. It's already 4 kills given up to the side of Goofy Goobers, and so that means that it is now a 3-0-4 Lucian with 52 CS that they have to contend with. This is a very scary bot lane that Goofy Goobers have right now. Nice Pantheon engage, looking for this hard fight, trying to get that shutdown gold. We do see that he's continuing this fight. He's going in on top of it. Lucian getting brought very low. The heal is going to have to come out. Caitlyn trying to find a target. Doesn't have 6, so they aren't able to throw out the ace in the hole. So unfortunately, even if they had vision, they aren't quite able to find it. They're trying to shove this wave as fast as they can, but those early kills just set them behind just enough that they can't finish it off.
Yeah, weak side veteran tunneling so hard on getting this kill, committing everything, not coming up with it. And they're going to... RSL are giving up the Rift Herald. They're giving up so much gold on that top side of the map. This set is in prime position to become any kind of monster Rogue Trader wants to. As well as the rest of the gold that is on Raccoon Inquirer on that Lucian is also going to become quite a force. The Rift Herald immediately dropped in the top lane. Could just take down this tower at the outset of this game. Weak side veteran completely shut out of lane. Down 35 CS. Down 2 kills on his opponent. Down an entire tower at 9 minutes of the game.
Unfortunately, it just looks like Ragnarok is caught out in just like the worst possible opportunities. They have been exceptionally unlucky. Look at the Xin Zhao stopped his back. He's going to continue this fight. Volibear's trying to come to the top lane to fight. In the meantime, in the bot lane, we've got a fight going on here. Evan I Am gets hit by the dredge line and does actually get taken out. We do see Atlas trying to find this fight. Rogue Trader getting brought very low, but look at this. The Xin Zhao ultimate knocks him away. Cinetrix trying to continue the engage, looking for something to do to help his team, trying to find that target, but isn't quite able to. They're going to continue this fight. Do dash in. We see the ultimate coming out. The charm just goes a little bit wide once again. Red Milk Tea dodging the ball, doesn't take the true damage as it comes back. Does manage to actually get the knockups. That means Cinetrix is going to get brought very, very low. Unfortunately, not able to find the target. Red Milk Tea going on a rampage, and that does mean that we see Goofy Goobers getting brought very, very far ahead, as this is now a 0-12 game.
Things are very rough for the side of RSL. They're down 7,000 gold at just 10 minutes. Things are really rough from the side of RSL, and they've gone for their desperation plays. And it hasn't worked so far. And there's not much more to do than make more desperation plays.
You know that they're just looking at those clocks and are like, okay, when are those bounties coming up? Come on, we need the bounties to come up that are not just on the champions.
Yeah, really good system by Riot. Definitely, I don't think RSL need any extra tools to catch up just yet. Give it a few minutes, then maybe they'll need that extra gold. But for now, they're doing just fine. Clearly, 7,000 gold in the hole so far is that score line. Just 10 minutes into the game. Everyone's an eye, maybe too far forward. Perpetual Dusk getting in a much safer spot. Evan, you don't have flash, you don't have exhaust, but going to be safe for now. No dredge line just yet.
It's so tricky whenever you're starting to fall behind like that, and you start tunnel visioning when you see a character running up to you, where you're like, okay, I know I got to avoid this particular thing, so you just start running in a straight line, which just makes it that much harder to actually dodge the skill shot. Huge face breaker coming out as we do see Cinetrix get caught by the stun. They aren't going to get taken out immediately. Weak side veteran is on this bot side. That culling doing so much damage, and we have to see the flash come out from Pantheon in order to survive. Perpetual Dusk is getting some nice bit of pepper, getting some nice shots. That's going to be shutdown gold going over to weak side veteran. That is what we want to see come back into this game. That is going to be huge, as we see that they're now going to try and back off Perpetual Dusk, trying to use their range to their best advantage. That is unfortunately going to be Karma caught out, though. We do see Xin Zhao. Red Milk Tea is caught under this tower. He's taking multiple tower shots, and that's not going to keep him alive. We see another shutdown go onto this Pantheon. Weak side veteran picking up a huge amount of gold, filling his pockets. This could be a third kill. We see that it's given over. That is a double kill given over to the Pantheon once again. He is now on this board. He has got a massive amount of gold in his pockets, and up here in the top lane, we got a fight going on as well. So let's see how this goes. We got a facebreaker come out, huge stun. We got Cinetrix getting very, very low. The Ignite came out, a nice stun. Unfortunately, that is going to be Rogue Trader picking up that kill.
Yeah, and overall, weak side veteran does pick up a lot of gold, but the gold on the Pantheon maybe not optimal. Would rather have it on that Caitlyn and Perpetual Dusk. But that being said, weak side veteran is going to finish that Eclipse, and that might mean able to deal some real damage. Atlas is taunting on this Drake Perpetual Dusk right around the corner, but I don't think this matchup goes the way of RSL right now. So,
not with Caitlyn that low, not with that low mana, unfortunately.
Yeah, so for now, just both teams going to back off. The side of Goofy Goobers are just going to look to get more plates on this set, on this Lucian. Already 9 plates picked up for the side of RSL. for the side of Goofy Goobers, and they're going to want to keep pushing that lead to its limits.
Yep. Right now, as we got this, that was an absolutely devastating face breaker. Everyone with an eye brought it very low, instantaneously deleted though, as Pantheon gets that shutdown gold. That is absolutely devastating. There we go, double kill once again. Pantheon, however, is the only one with damage, and he has to run away in order to stay alive. He's going to have to ult just to escape. That was going to be really, really scary. We do see Weakside getting some of this gold that he absolutely needs in order to come back into this game. Unfortunately, Atlas, nice stun jumping right on top of Red Milk Tea. He's going to get knocked away, though, as they have to dive right back in. There's ultimate coming out from Atlas. We see a lot of damage. Ace in the Hole is going to come flying in. Doesn't manage to find the actual kill, but we do see Weakside picking up some more gold, filling up his pockets. Lots of assists being handed out to the rest of his teammates. That is going to mean that they have the pressure advantage, though, and they could easily take this Drake, and that is going to be really important. Getting those extra resistances, keep your head in this game, go for the objectives, and that is how you're going to find yourselves coming back. They've already decreased this gold deficit by 2K. We'll just have to wait and see if they're able to get it even more.
Weakside Veteran finishes the recall, and that means Atlas is in a world of trouble. No Flash at all is going to get rooted up and taken down by Raccoon Acquire, and now this dragon is in jeopardy. Signs of life from the side of RSL, and those signs are named Weak Side Veteran. On this Pantheon, been so massive, getting all 6 of Ragnarok Esports kills. Unfortunately, a little bit of an uncoordinated macro does mean that this dragon is going to drop. Even though Weakside Veteran's been participating in so many kills, not participating much in lane. 3-level gap now.
Cinetrish getting dove on. The calling's going to go a little bit wide. It's not quite the right angle to get all the damage off. That is going to mean that they only managed to pick up that Drake, and the Cloud Drake is going to be what we see coming out for the Soul. We do see Rogue Trader getting engaged on. That is a lot of damage hiding behind that Haymaker.
Yeah, and now if I am a member of RSL, it is about getting back in these lanes, getting more EXP. Your Pantheon has showed that they can punish mistakes that Goofy Goobers make, and there are mistakes to be punished, but it's not going to happen unless this Pantheon gets more XP. The XP deficit across the board certainly favoring Goofy Goobers right now, and that is the next spot to patch up the lead. They brought the gold lead back into a much more reasonable 4,500, much better than 7, even though it's quite a bit to be behind at 15 minutes, and the Drakes are even, so certainly not all is lost, though. Things are definitely still favoring Goofy Goobers.
And we do have that Hull Breaker on the set, means that they are very scary in those side lanes. Going for that side push, the split push build, does mean that the Pantheon's going to have to be called away to deal with him, or someone's going to have to be called away to deal with that. Atlas hiding out in this bush, trying to force off this gank in the bot lane. Rogue Trader does get stunned under tower. That is going to be a lot of damage taken out, but they're just so tanky right now that unfortunately Weakside has to be very careful, especially with the Xin Zhao hiding off in the wings that he is completely unaware of.
Should be fine for now, just trying to pick up these minions, but Red Milk Tea is looking to make it a 2v2 with everyone and I arriving. RSL know they can't win this fight. Going to let the opponents back away from their tower as another blue tower gets destroyed. That one going to Recruit Acquire in the bot lane. That one was doomed to fall. Fine to give that one up. Weakside Veteran getting much needed.
Rogue Trader, he's going to be the one who's caught out. That's going to be a double stun. One from Pantheon, one from Bully Bear. He's going to waver up really, really low. But the thing is, that is exactly where the fight boss wants to be. He absolutely loves getting pummeled in the face because that just means he deals out much more damage with that Haymaker. Look at that. And Evan with an eye trying to find the flank gets caught out, and he's going to get damaged so much. And then he's going to go down almost immediately after they get close to the safety. And then we just see the dredge line coming out, pulling the enemy back in. Look at the death charge is going to find Cinetrix, but unfortunately they managed to get away. They aren't able to find that kill. Caitlyn is now here trying to do something in order to protect the team, and Lucian pushing in this mid lane means that RSL is getting put on the back foot. That is going to make this Rift Herald very easy to take for Goofy Goobers.
Perpetual Dusk is nowhere near the fight, and that means it's not possible for RSL to take it. Miscommunication does cost them quite a bit in that topside skirmish, as the gold lead has ballooned once again to about 8,000 gold, and the Rift Herald is going to belong to the Goofy Goobers. And they might be able to do some real damage to this with this thing. I've seen Rift Heralds put games away before, and this game is certainly within striking distance if Goofy Goobers can find one more solid fight.
There is so much vision control on the side of Goofy Goobers, and that is just absolutely devastating for Ragnarok. They're not able to go anywhere on this map without revealing themselves, and unfortunately, they're not able to see where Goofy Goobers are, so that just means that they're not able to anticipate getting jumped on. This is kind of one of those things where it's like there's only so much you can do as you've fallen this far behind because you want to go out and put out the vision, but it's just so risky.
Yeah, it's about just playing to your limits and playing safe, knowing Steve the Crusader's right there, Raccoon Acquire is there, and 2 members.
Weak side is about to walk into 4 members, walks right over a ward, and that just means he gets completely pummeled. A dredge line right to the face, pulls him right into the rest of the members of the Goofy Goobers, and they are just able to ruffle right on top of him. And unfortunately, there's not a lot that the rest of his team could do to save him. And now that huge damage profile is taken off the table, the only thing left is this Caitlyn and Ari. They're just going to try and pepper it, but they don't have the range or the vision to be able to hit anything.
Yeah, and this is a point where a devastating dive on the mid here from the remaining 4 members of Goofy Goobers could really put this game away. Evan with an eye!
Huge, massive miss, unfortunate ability right there as he just walks right into a death bush and there's the Ignite on Perpetual Dusk. They are going to survive thanks to the healing, but unfortunately losing the Karma means that there's going to be a lot of danger. And Weak Side Veteran walks around the corner and just sees 2 members of the Goofy Goobers just jump right on top of him. He's trying to do the best that he can. Unfortunately, we got the Rift Herald just doing so much damage to this tower. It means it's no longer going to be a safe haven. Good flash from Weak Side Veteran to avoid the damage from the Showstopper, but unfortunately, it's not going to matter as they just get completely pummeled by the Pit Boss, and that's going to be the inhibitor taking a charge. It's going to go down here before it even has right there, and that means that we're going to see a Nexus charge as well.
I think it's just the game.
Very, very poorly for RSL. It very well could be the end right here. Just so much damage coming out, a lot of TP coming out as well. We got Orianna trying to do this. The Nexus is now exposed. And we see now the damage is finally enough as the health bars have been brought low on the side of Goofy Goobers. But unfortunately, look at this. Pit Boss, once again, continuing this fight, manages to get the Facebreaker off. Ace in the hole, not able to do a lot of damage because unfortunately Caitlyn just doesn't have it there. We have Pantheon jumping in on the back line, trying to find a target. Look at this, Red Milk Tea healing themselves up, not able to find it. Double kill going over to Set. Just huge amounts of damage to that massive Haymaker as Perpetual Dusk almost gets obliterated by getting their jaw cracked wide open. Red Milk Tea manages to take down the Weak Side Veteran, so that's going to be Pantheon taken out of the fight. The God of War is gone. Steven Crowder's just going to find an easy dredge line now, and that is going to be finishing off the Karma. And unfortunately, that is going to be a 20-minute game for the Goofy Goobers as they manage to finish this off.
Yeah, dominating fashion from the Goofy Goobers to take out RSL. Unfortunate day for RSL as they fall 0-2 on the day and 0-5 in the tournament so far, which means they have locked in for themselves that 4th place seed. We'll see if they are able to recover to compete for 3rd place. Meanwhile, Goofy Goobers can start to set their sights a little higher. Think about the rematch with SGR, potentially, if they can claw their way back up there, but it's really going to come down to can Goofy Goobers take a game off of the Rice Farmers if they're going to want to compete for this top spot.
Ragnarok showing so much heart in this game, going for those plays, trying to be aggressive, looking for those angles, and unfortunately they just weren't quite able to make things connect. I look forward to seeing them coming out, and I look for that underdog story. I know I mentioned it last week during the Heroic League for those Mighty Ducks. We're just looking for that team to come from behind and just take it to the top. I honestly think Ragnarok has the potential to do it.
They certainly do, but the people of the hour are the members of the Goofy Goobers, and to hear from them and about this dominating win, we will be right back.
Hello,
What's going on
folks.
Twitch chat?
Woo woo! Hey, what's going on, folks? Joined by Rogue Trader here of Goofy Goobers, top laner. I haven't actually. I thought to ask you this in the break and I forgot. I'm a Warhammer 40k fan. Is that where your name comes from?
Warhammer 40k.
Oh yeah, they're Warhammer
no,
40k. They're like D&D game is called Rogue Trader.
Oh
yeah,
no, what my name is coming from. So a rogue trader is basically someone who works for a bank, and they take the bank's money and they make a bunch of risky trades. And if they lose over, like, I think it's $1 million or $1 billion for the bank because they made so many stupid trades, then they're called a rogue trader. And I was reading about it in my textbook and I thought it was pretty funny. So I'm like, this seems like a pretty good name. You know, I changed my name a lot. Some of my old names were Tooth Gap Top. I thought that one was pretty fucking good.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up. I was just we're like totally off the reservation. We're like not even talking about League at this point. But I was my kids are playing board games in my classroom. High school teacher in game design, and someone brought in a board game called Redneck Life, and you start with 28 teeth, and as you play through the game, things will like cause you to lose teeth, and the objective is to end up with the most teeth. So tooth gap, I guess.
Yeah, that is definitely. I'm looking at this. It looks kind of like.
It's real, bro. I'm serious. Look this up. Anyway, all right, let's talk about this game. So, you had the interesting matchup in the top lane against the Set versus Pantheon, and I thought that the draft overall was pretty cookie cutter going through the first half of the draft. You come out of the bans, and then they just decide to blind the Panth for the checks notes here. Weak side veteran on the Pantheon. Very interesting, and then you're just like, neat, I guess. I'll just play this set here, and have a nice day, my friend. So, yeah, so talk to me a little bit about how you felt this draft turned out, because I thought it was okay until it was, like, way wild.
So I actually really like their draft. I like the Pantheon Volibear combo. That makes sense. I'm not like a draft genius, but from a top laner's perspective, it's always fucking scary to see, like, the Pantheon Volibear. You know, they're both really good at diving, pre-6 and post-6, so it's tricky to maneuver. I think if they play their cards correctly. Do they play their cards correctly? I don't really think so this game. I think the Volibear probably needed to show some Pantheon some more attention, and the Pantheon probably needed to calm it down a little bit level 1 so he could wait for the Volibear. And I think they could have given me a much rougher time, but because of the way the level 1 went, it sort of, and also like my bot side was killing it, so like the Volibear couldn't afford to ignore down there. The 1v1 matchup was pretty lopsided.
Yeah, I think this is the famous Summit Team Agep, as they say, because you had the bot side that was popping off. You're obviously doing well. I think of all the champions that you could have picked in that scenario, there's only a few that I can think of that are actually good against the dive, as you say, how potent it is, especially when you're on red side and you're just like asking to get dove by Volibear. It's just got a nice little walkway up to you. So it's interesting that it's like, yeah, with Set you can actually outplay them if you actually hit your buttons right, or if they don't hit their buttons right. So I think you played it exceptionally well. And then I do want to bring up, as we got into the mid game, you're just sort of doing your thing, split pushing top side, and you just get the solo kill out there and just keep being a menace up there. At any point in this game did you feel like there was any danger for you folks?
Not really. I mean, they picked the Volibear Pantheon. Like they really buckled down into the early game. I feel like with their team comp, with those two topside picks. So when that didn't pan out, I felt like that their path to victory was pretty doomed. You know, they do have a bit of a range advantage on us, and they do have some nice pick potential. But like, I think after the way the early game went, the game was basically in a position where we had to fuck up we had to fuck up majorly if they wanted to get a foot back into the game.
Yeah, well, it's exactly like that. I mean, there was all of the bounties built up from the early game, and I know we were talking about this in the break. Just got all those bounties built up on you folks, and then just like mercenaries here in TFT. Shouts out to Mr. Mortdog at Riot for making TFT, but you get that nice little mercenary pot built up, get your chest nice and full, and then Pantheon just went around and got a little pop, 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 pop. And he got his 6 kills. He got all of his bounties. He got all the gold in the chest, but he was at 6 health, and then just got popped. In the end, Nexus goes pop, and here you are, folks. So that was a big win from you, Goofy Goobers, bouncing back, and it was a big game as we look forward to our final day for the quote-unquote regular season, the round robin section of the tournament. You do have the possibility. There is a chance of the tie-up against SGR. I'm uncertain about the tiebreaker rules, but that would be a sweet scenario if you folks could both end up 3-3 as you advance to 2-3 after this. How are you feeling about your final day of matches? How are you feeling about going into these postseason games?
Well, we got a point to prove tomorrow. We're gonna show up, and it's gonna be a blowout. The enemy team, they don't stand a chance. We're gonna fucking wipe the floor with them. We've never lost a game. We're just gonna wipe them, right? Undefeated.
Exactly.
Undefeated.
Undefeated to the end. I like it. I like the conviction. All right. Yeah. Saga, I'm built different. So, shout outs to the chat. Yes, I dig deep. All right, folks. Well, congratulations to Goofy Goobers on this win. Congratulations, Rogue Trader. Thanks for joining us for this interview. But before you step away, your opportunity. Any final thoughts to leave with us on the desk? Shout outs or banter?
Let me think. I don't got anything right now. I regret to inform you. I'm
Hell yeah. All right. Well,
short-handed, but thank you for the interview. It was
of
a pleasure.
course. Yeah, no, your play speaks for itself. You don't need to say anything else, man. So that's going to be it for us, though, for today's Mythic Games. We're going to be back tomorrow with our final day of the round robin. A lot of exciting games to see how things are going to shake out here in the end, see how things end up in the standings. If you get a chance before tomorrow and you haven't already looked, I think we're getting towards the end of the merch pre-orders, so make sure to get a look at those at !merch. And if you haven't checked out this week's Friend or Foe, hit that !press to take a look at that. Or you can find it all on FOFesports.com. That's going to be it for us today, folks. But we'll be back tomorrow, as I say, from all of us on the broadcast crew that make this possible, and to all of our fans and teams out there being a part of this journey. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and good night.